The Rebel's Guide to Getting Married with Josh Withers.
I'm writing this book, The Rebel's Guide to Getting Married. There's a million books and ideas on weddings. Mine is really weird. Not weird as in like, kooky weird, but just compared to every other piece of wedding advice you're getting, my philosophy, my idea is different. I've been writing the book live on my blog, rebels.guide is the website, and so my bits at the start of the book, including the introduction, really go a long way to explaining that. So I thought I'd take you through them here on the video. Starting out with the start, the name, The Rebel's Guide to Getting Married. I really like it because when I put it to a bunch of friends in the wedding industry, they thought it was too weird. I thought, oh, too weird is where I am. Because I believe that getting married is this rebellious act against who you are. Like, so many of us would just love to curl up in the cave and not see anyone. But to acknowledge that your life would be better with someone else is this brave, crazy act of a rebel. And then to be married, you've got to get married. And getting married is this thing where everyone's got an opinion. And I believe the best weddings are ones where you have intention and purpose, and that is a rebellious act. So the Rebel's Guide to Getting Married just kind of happened. The book and my entire philosophy, my entire career is a dedication, not just to my wife, Britt, because we're married and I love our marriage and I love her, but there's definitely a very heavy weighting towards our kids. That this is for them. Not for them in a financial sense or anything like that, but this is because I want them to grow up in a world where it's just better than it is today. It's not even a comment on today being bad or good, but that the world they will grow up in would be awesome. And I think great marriages make great families, and great families make great communities, and great communities make great cities, and great cities make great nations, and great nations make a great world. So if I want the world to be a better place, I think starting a marriage is a really good place to start. That's why I'm a celebrant. I became a celebrant because I went to a wedding that we were all super excited for, a family wedding, and the celebrant just wasn't excited. The person officiating the ceremony, they just didn't care. And I thought that sucked. So here I am, 15 years on. I've made thousands of weddings and I love what I do. So as we're kind of going through the important parts of the start of the book, I'm Josh Withers, and I've been a celebrant since 2009. In 2013, I went full-time. We were married then, my wife and I, and we've since then traveled the world. I've literally created weddings right across the world, from Iceland, through America, through Australia. I'm from Australia, around New Zealand and Asia and Europe, and we've been so blessed to be invited into so many weddings. But my why is really important. I mentioned before the celebrant that I saw, and that obviously is why I'm a celebrant, but why I think marriage matters is because I grew up in a home where marriage apparently didn't really matter to a lot of people. Whether it was directly in my home or outside of the home, there was just a long history of divorce. We joke these days about kids getting participation certificates. My family's version of a participation certificate is a divorce certificate. And I think that sucked, and all of us reaped the rewards of all those divorces. Many broken families, broken relationships. I'm not here to speak against divorce. I think there's definitely a place for it in society for people that make the wrong decision or people that are in bad or unhealthy relationships. But I certainly don't think it's the winning proposition. I think being married, having an awesome marriage for life is a great proposition for a great life. And so, as I said before, to be married, you got to get married. And I'm the guy that gets you married. So coming into the introduction, why am I writing this book? I think it's arrogant to think, or stupid to think, that I could marry every single person on the planet. I can't create every single wedding, across the world. Millions of people get married every year. It's just stupid to think that I could be everyone's celebrant. And I'm very much not everyone's celebrant. Even if you like this book, you might not like my celebrancy style, which is good. Have an opinion on things. It's okay. You don't have to be my best friend. You don't have to be my biggest fan. But I do think every single wedding on the planet should be one that has intention and purpose behind it. That as you gather people, that it would be a gathering with intention and purpose, that it would mean something. The whole book has that spirit, that everything that happens at your wedding would be with intention and purpose. You wouldn't just do things to keep up with the Joneses or the Kardashians, but you'd do things because they matter. You would do it together as a couple. It wouldn't just be one person saying whatever she wants, it's her day. That's a bullshit phrase. It's an irresponsible phrase, because Not one person is getting married, but two people are getting married, and this event signifies and celebrates and symbolizes that. And so if you can opt out of the wedding planning, you may as well just opt out of the marriage. Why don't you get divorced before you get married? Just save the money. I think that two people getting married is important, two people having a wedding is valuable, and that event should just be good. I always worry when I say that they should have intention and purpose, that people think that I'm kind of emphasizing a stressful, busy, crazy wedding, and like, no. But that everything that would happen because it's important to you as a couple, and the whole thing speaks to people like us get married like this. So if you would like to figure out how people like you get married and how to plan a wedding in that style, then this is the book for you. And I hope my podcast, these videos, the blog, the book, my celibacy practice might just be a blessing to you. That you would have the cheapest wedding possible, not because you've had a cheap or a budget wedding, but because everything there has purpose and it costs what it costs. That you would have the most stress-free wedding ever because you're not stressed about keeping up with people, you're not stressed about things you don't know what to stress about, but you've identified all the things you want to do and you just do them. That you would have the easiest wedding possible, not because there's nothing is happening, but because you've made decisions about what has to happen and you do it. Like hiking a mountain. Yes, hiking a mountain can be hard, but it's not hard. You don't have to hike a mountain, but you choose to. And in choosing to do so, you acknowledge that it has these steps involved and you just do them. That you would have the best wedding possible, not because it was fancier or more expensive or bigger than everyone else's, but because it just stank of you as a couple. And that is the best wedding possible. So join the ride. Rebels.guide is the blog where I'm writing the book live. You can subscribe to get new chapters and email. And of course, when the book comes out, please buy it so I can provide croissants for my daughters, because that's all we really want in life.
Find the rest of the Rebels Guide at the website www.therebels.guide and on social media at Hello Josh Withers. The Rebels Guide to Getting Married is created by Josh Withers. Music by Jeremiah Busniak. This has been a Withers XYZ production. Unless you didn't like it, which is weird because you're still listening.